Good morning, students. Today in this lecture, I will discuss directional bonding orbital approach, that is the covalent bond. Covalent bond is also known as directional bonding. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the ionic bond, and you know that ionic bond is formed by the electron transfer process. But when transfer of electron is not possible, then atoms attain stability by sharing of electron. And when sharing of electron take place, that results in the covalent bond formation. So let's start with the covalent bond. Directional bonding orbital approach, that is the covalent bond. Covalent bond is also known as directional bonding. So covalent bond is based on a valence bond theory. That theory, valence bond theory, was first put forward by Hitler and London in 1927. So it is based on a Lewis concept. According to Lewis concept, a covalent bond is formed when two atoms of same or different elements attain stability by the sharing of an electron pair, each contributing one electron to the electron pair, as shown in this figure. In this, there are two hydrogen atoms, and each hydrogen atom has one unpaired electron in the outermost shell or valence shell. So let's see in this. Now this is a hydrogen atom. They contain one electron, one unpaired electron in the valence shell, that is 1s1 is the atomic number of this hydrogen atom, and the second hydrogen atom also contain one unpaired electron in the valence shell. So when these two atoms of same element or different element, they attain stability by sharing these two electron. So in this, they are sharing their two electrons, one electron each. So by the sharing of this electron pair, these H2 molecules, they attain stability, each contributing one electron to the electron pair. So this is an example of a covalent bond formation. Now next is there is a difference. What is the difference between covalent bond and the ionic bond? Ionic bond is formed by the transfer of electron. Means one electron is transferred from one atom to another. So when transfer of electron take place, ionic bond is formed, and after the transfer of electron, one is cation is formed, that is the positive ion, and one anion is formed, that is the negative ion. But in case of covalent bond formation, sharing of electron take place. Both the atoms, either they are of the same element or the different elements, both they will share their electron. So they will share by the sharing of an electron pair, each contributing one electron to the electron pair, and they form a covalent bond. So covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electrons, and ionic bond is formed by the transfer of electrons. But the both ionic bond and covalent bond, that is formed by the atoms to attain a stability. So they will attain stability either by transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons. Now next is the types of covalent bonding. There are two types of covalent bonding, that is a non-polar covalent bond and a polar covalent bond. Now what do you mean by non-polar covalent bond and a polar covalent bond? So a type of covalent bond between two atoms in which electrons they are shared equally, then that is known as non-polar covalent bond. Here in this is a one chlorine atom, this is one chlorine atom, and this is another chlorine atom. Both the chlorine atom, they are sharing their electrons equally. If they are sharing the electrons equally, then you say they are non-polar covalent bond. And what is polar covalent bond? A type of covalent bond between two atoms in which electron they are shared unequally. See, if this hydrogen atom that has one electron and this is chlorine, both these atoms they are of the different elements, so they are sharing their electrons unequally. That's why one will get negative charge, slightly negative charge, and one will get a slightly positive charge, because in this chlorine is highly electronegative than hydrogen. There is a difference in electronegativity in this polar covalent bond. So in HCl, chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen atom. So there is a difference in electronegativity. So there is a tendency of chlorine atom, because of its high electronegativity, they will have a tendency to attract this shared pair of electron towards itself. That's why Cl will get a slightly negative charge and H will get a slightly positive charge. So because of this difference in the electronegativity, there is a charge separation between these two atoms. One atom will get slightly positive charge and another atom will get slightly positive charge. In case of HCl, H atom will get a positive charge and Cl atom will get a negative charge, because Cl is highly electronegative than hydrogen atom. But in non-polar covalent bond, both there is no difference in the electronegativity, because both the atoms they are of same elements, Cl. So there is no difference in electronegativity, there is no polar bond formation take place. So that is a non-polar covalent bond. So this is a difference between non-polar covalent bond or polar covalent bond. So there are two types of covalent bonding. One is non-polar and one is polar. So if there is a difference in electronegativity between two atoms, then you can say that it is a polar covalent bond. But if there is no difference in electronegativity between these two atoms, then you can say it is a non-polar covalent bond. And so in non-polar there is no difference in electronegativity. Both electrons they are shared, that is equally, and in polar covalent bond there is a difference in electronegativity between the two atoms and the electrons they are shared unequally. So this valence bond theory was later modified and improved in 1931 by Pauling and Slater. He explained the directional character of covalent bond. Explain the directional character of the covalent bond. So according to this Pauling-Slater theory, what it said, a covalent bond is formed by the overlapping of orbitals, and this theory is also known as orbital overlap theory. So why earlier it was said that sharing of electron take place to form a covalent bond. Now further it was modified by Pauling and Slater in 1931, and he explained the directional character. He said the covalent bond has a directional character. How it is directional character? They said that this covalent bond is formed by the overlapping of orbital. Overlapping of orbitals take place. Overlapping of orbitals means s orbital they will overlap to form sigma bond. So they will overlap in a particular direction. They have a particular direction. So similarly S and P they will overlap and form sigma bond. So this s orbital they will overlap with the pz orbital, the pz orbital, and form a sigma bond. And pz they will combine and form a sigma bond. So overlapping of orbitals take place between the orbitals which have same symmetry and in a particular direction. That's why this Pauling and Slater they explain the directional character of covalent bond. Next, after this quantum and wave mechanical approach came, that is the wave nature of electron is considered to explain the nature of bond in the hydrogen molecule. So electron wave of valence bond orbital of one atom overlap with the electron wave of the other bonding atom of to form a covalent bond. So this is the wave In this, see, this is the wave, that is representing electron has a wave like character. So if a atom they contain one unpaired electron, means electron they have a wave like character, so we are representing this electron with this type of wave. So this is a wave, and this is the wave of the second electron of second atom. So when these two unpaired atoms, and when the two atoms they share their electron to form a covalent bond, then these electron wave of valence orbital they also overlap with the electron wave of the other bonding atom. So this is the electron wave of one valence orbital of one atom, they overlap with the electron wave of the other bonding atom, and when they overlap they will form a covalent bond. In this there is a overlapping of electron wave they will take place, means two electrons they are form a covalent bond by sharing of electrons. So sharing take place, overlapping of orbitals take place, and here in this overlapping of electron wave take place. So this is the quantum of wave mechanical approach. The half-filled orbital of one atom combined with half-filled orbital of another atom. It means, so Hitler and London believed that the electron wave of valency orbital of one atom overlap with the electron wave of the other bonding atom to form a covalent linkage. So the half-filled orbital of one atom combined with the half-filled orbital of other atom, and the resulting orbital acquires a pair of electron with opposite spin. So this is a half-filled orbital of one atom here in this picture. Here the half-filled orbital of one atom combined with the half-filled orbital of another atom, and this half spin in one direction. See, both the hydrogen atom they have a one unpaired electron and they have spins in the one direction, but when they form a covalent bond, then both the electrons they have opposite spins, like one spin is this way and one spin in this way. So the resulting orbital they acquire a pair of electron with opposite spins. The atom with half-filled orbital should approach sufficiently close to one another with the axes of their orbitals in proper alignment and overlap. Therefore, covalent bond formed this way is directional bonding. Greater the overlapping, stronger is the bond. See, in this case, SS orbital they will overlap and they form SS axial overlap. SS orbital overlapping take place and they form a sigma bond. Similarly, SP orbital they will overlap and form SP axial overlap, and PP orbital they overlap and form PP axial overlap. So greater the overlapping, stronger is the bond formation. So this concept of VBT was later developed by Linus Pauling, Colson and Slater, and then they give the postulates of valence bond theory. They give the 10 postulates of valence bond theory. So valence bond theory explains the formation and directional characteristic of a covalent bond on the basis of the 10 postulates. So these 10 postulates I will discuss in the next lecture. What are the 10 postulates of valence bond theory? In this lecture, I have discussed the basic definition, basics of the covalent bond. What is covalent bond? What is the difference between covalent and ionic bond? And how many types of covalent bonding are there? That is polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. So how this valence bond theory was modified. Okay. So in this lecture, we have discussed all these points. In next lecture, we will discuss the 10 postulates of valence bond theory. That is very important postulate, that is the concept of VBT that is modified by Linus Pauling, Colson and Slater. So they give the 10 postulates of valence bond theory. So in this lecture we will do this, and in the next lecture we will do the basic tenets or the postulates of valence bond theory. Thank you.